Melissa, with an M.
Seriously, it's gone too.
Are we on? Check. Is this thing on? Good morning, Barnwired. How we all doing today? Oh, man, we're off to a raucous start here at Barnwired for the Iowa Music Showcase. We are in the big town of Sigourney, Iowa. I do have to point out that back on the controls after a little time off is Mr. Neil Crott. Let's give it up for Neil Crott. Wow. I blew his ears out at the beginning of the show when I said good morning, so he needs ear surgery now. We've got Melissa. That's your name, I think. Melissa. It's a running joke. We've got Melissa from Barnwired here standing by to tell us about all the good things happening here at Barnwired. Take it away.
You bet. I'm gone 2 weeks and I can't remember my name. Golly. Barnwired, today's special it's Lent still, so we have a meat-free, it's tuna salad on a croissant. Your choice of a side for your lunch special today. We have one more week of Lent, and next week is tilapia again, so don't miss that one. It's so good. Special things going on at Barnwired. So right now we're running a sale on all green things and like pottery, so you can get your house ready for spring. The pottery is safe to plant real plants in as well. So, and then also, we're getting new stuff in from new vendors all the time, like things we've never carried before. So come in and check out all the new things. We also have one more thing, a charcuterie board class coming up the first Saturday in April. And I believe the cost is $50 to do that, and you need to register. You can online or in the store. So come and join us for that fun thing. That's what we got going on. Come see us.
All right, give it up for Melissa. Charcuterie. I could say that word a lot and just never get bored with it. Charcuterie. It's like on Elf when he says, Francisco. Charcuterie. All right. It's squirrels. Lots of squirrels going on today. Miss Brittany Sword hanging out here at the Barnwired for our Iowa Music Showcase. Brittany, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. It's been a long time. I feel like
what you're doing with your hair.
Yeah.
What's the color? What's the color going on there?
I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. I'm like it's like a blue-green thing. I don't know, aquamarine. Sure, we'll go with that.
You've always got a little color of some sort
something
going on.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. I'm going with the gray balding look.
I like it.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about pink?
No.
No.
No, I have not, but I'm considering it now. So how the heck are you? Let's for those, of course, we've got people live in attendance. We've got people watching on Steve Shetler Media. For those not in the know on who you are, why don't you give a little explanation as to where you come from, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so originally out of Ottumwa, but I've been living in Oskaloosa now for about 13 years, I think, so that's home to me now. So I write my own music, alternative pop rock type stuff, and play all over the state and neighboring states. A lot of covers and things like that. I'm kind of more of the rock pop type vein. That's kind of what I do.
Yeah. Now, you and I have known each other here for several years. We did several radio interviews. In fact, the first radio interview we did, we've got to give a shout out to your husband because you and your husband were a duo at one point.
Yeah, so we were a folk duo, the Stress Vine, and so I played piano and he played guitar. Sometimes we'd trade off. He didn't play the keys; he'd play like the box drum or whatever when I'd get on the guitar. But so we did that together, and then so my origin story is a bit of his as well, but so we were a duo, and he got too sick to continue to perform, so I basically went on after that, and he encouraged me the whole way to just keep going because he knew this is what I love to do. So that was really cool to have that support, and so that was like 4.5 years ago, so here we are today.
Time flies.
It really does. Like everyone said, like when you get older it'll time fly by, and I'm like, nah, I don't believe it. It does. It does.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Time has flown.
It did.
And fast forward a few years, and like I said, we did a handful of radio interviews, and now we're doing the video thing. You're from Oskaloosa. I know you've got a show. Let's plug that tonight over in Oskaloosa.
Yeah, so Muse Music Store. If you don't know where that is, if you know where Smoky Row is, it's just down the block a little bit. So it's a music store, and I actually used to teach guitar out of there, and now I'm at a different place. But so she does this singer-songwriter storytelling event. And so that's just a really cool, unique. It's a little bit like this in a way, where you kind of play a song, talk about what it means, and there's a little bit of audience interaction there. But
it's got a cool vibe to it. It's kind of like I was there. Oh, it's been a year ago. But kind of a big city vibe to it in a smaller town like Oskaloosa, where you can go in. It's an acoustic deal. I'm assuming yours is an acoustic deal, or am I wrong? Am I assuming wrong?
So it's hard for me to play some of my songs on acoustic, to be honest. So I primarily play electric guitar, and I have a lot of pedals and a lot. It's a little ridiculous, to be honest. I told everyone, like, it's kind of like shoes, like you can't have enough pedals. So anyway, that I'm kind of more electric guitar based, but there's some acoustic stuff in there too.
All right. Yeah, and that's another thing, is you do a lot of what it's called looping.
Yes.
Do you still do the loop thing?
I still do the looping.
Explain to our audience what looping is.
So looping, if you don't know what that is, basically I have like a drum machine that I play, and I record that live on the spot, and then it plays it back immediately. So you'll see me kind of doing the tap dance up there with my pedals, and so I'll play some guitar parts and then have that recorded and play over the top of it. So it kind of gives a fuller sound to a solo artist. And
what you're doing is because building the song, you're building the foundation of the song, and then you're playing along with it. So,
right. Yeah. Some songs it doesn't quite work because I don't have a super fancy pedal. It's like it's just one. Like I can record one thing and it can't change.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. Like if you know how music works, usually things change in the song, And so I can play a basic drum beat and it'll be good pretty much the whole way through. Yeah. But as far as other things, sometimes I have to work around it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very cool. So make sure you go check out Brittany coming up tonight at Muse Music Store. What time does that start?
That's at 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yep, $12 if you get your tickets early, and $15 at the door.
All right, so check that out. I'm sure is your spring and summer getting pretty full as far as bookings?
Yep, it's pretty full. Most of my week, I think all of my weekends, I basically tell everybody I don't have a free weekend for the rest of my life, so... That's kind of how it is.
And is your schedule available like on your Facebook site, or do you have a website?
Yeah, so BrittanySword.com, and then /dates will show you all of my dates for the year. My sister is awesome and takes care of all that stuff for me. So, and then I post a lot on Facebook or Instagram to let the people know what's going on.
All right. Do you do the TikTok?
The TikTok. I'm terrible at the TikTok. Okay, but I do it. I don't do it very good.
I said that on purpose. I like to sound like I'm old.
Yeah, the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagrams.
The MySpace.
Oh, that was my jam, man. Do you guys remember MySpace?
Tom? Was it Tom from MySpace?
Tom, yeah. He's like your only friend when you first get on there.
Exactly.
It's great.
The white T-shirt kind of hunched over his computer. Why don't you grab your guitar? We'll get into some music here. Again, we're live at Barn Wired for the Iowa Music Showcase. We're here every Friday. And today we are featuring Brittany Sword. Brittany, what song are you going to do for us?
So this is off of my EP called Colors. This is Colorblind, so ironically colorblind on my EP called Colors. Yeah. But this song is kind of about, I write a lot about relationships, but not in the way that maybe most people would think. Like, so this is about two people that can't really see eye to eye, and they're just kind of butting heads, but they still want to work things out. And so they're kind of in this weird place. So it's called Colorblind.
All right, give it up for Brittany Sword on the Iowa Music Showcase.
In plain sight, you lost your mind. It happens every time you stop and close your eyes. I know you can't let go. I know you lose control. In black and white, with red between the lines, both are colorblind. The ink is running dry. I know you can't let go. I know you lose control. No green left on either side. All I see is the green in your eyes. Fade to gray, and we remain the same. I know you can't let go. I know you lose control.
That is Brittany Sword. The quick ending on that song. Last week, I interrupted the ending of the last song that I had with the Chickadees. I thought they were done, and
I
then
love the
they
Chickadees.
continued, and I had already started talking.
Don't you feel so embarrassed?
What's that?
Like, don't you feel so
Oh, yeah.
embarrassed?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, like you start clapping and you're like,
Yep, not over yet.
not me.
False ending.
That wasn't me.
So you've got that song. You got a lot of original stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all out there, or several songs out there.
I wish it was
Okay.
all out there.
Okay.
I've written over, I don't know, 200-300 songs in my life, and I have 7 recorded.
7 out of 300
yeah. It's not great odds there, but
on all the digital outlets.
everywhere
platforms.
you can find music, you can find it there.
Okay. And I was going to say, your last name now, it sounds like a stage name.
Yeah.
Brittany Sword.
Right.
Sword.
The W is silent. I've dealt with that my whole life.
Brittany Sword. But that is your actual...
Yeah, name, but I went by Sword because I thought that sounded kind of cool.
Yeah. and we've had this discussion.
Yes.
You need to go on tour with Britney Spears.
That's how I feel about
Battle
it.
to the death.
Yes, which is the superior? I mean,
You're
Sword, come on! Who would win?
Sword or
Duh.
Spears? The battle of the Britneys.
Exactly.
And now I'm
That's-
probably going to call you Britney Spears the rest of the interview, so I apologize
Oh, great.
in advance.
Maybe my likes will go up. I mean.
There you go. So, music-wise, how long have you been...
Writing songs before that. Because I would just hear things in my head. I remember being like 7 years old and like there were symphonies going out. We played piano and kind of went from there. And I still wanted to play guitar, so that's kind of
Yeah.
what I gravitated to later on.
Very cool. So was there a Sword family band at all?
There hasn't been, and my parents are like, get on that. They really want to see that. So I don't know if we all play something. So it's
Yeah.
like, why not?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And then when did you make that step towards doing this more of a regular thing? Are you doing music full time?
Yes, this
Okay.
is my full-time job.
Okay.
Yep. So I teach guitar like 1 day a week on Tuesdays, and I just really enjoy teaching. I was teaching like 4 or 5 days a week for a while, and then I was like, that's a little too much on top of playing.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't want to give it up, so I just stuck to Tuesdays. And one of my former guitar students is here today. Shout out to Dan. But yeah, so that's kind of what I do is just music.
Okay. And so what was the time frame then?
Yeah, so it's a weird one because so the lockdown, I know everybody.
Yeah.
we went through it. But during that time was kind of when I switched over to doing live music, which is like, that's a great idea. Like, let's do live music when nobody's open. But it worked somehow.
Yeah.
I got it to work out. I don't know if it was, stimulus money keeping me alive for a little while or what, but yeah, so once everything opened up, I was like first one in the door, like, let's get live music
Yeah.
going again. Because I just knew it was going to be the roaring 20s all
Yeah,
over again.
yeah.
People were going to be itching to get out. And a lot of people were thinking the opposite, that this was a tragedy. And I was just seeing opportunities everywhere.
Yeah.
So I took them.
Very cool. Why don't you grab your guitar again?
right.
Again, we've got Brittany Sword. I got it right. Brittany Sword hanging out at the Iowa Music Showcase. Again, we're at Barnwired in Sigourney. Make sure you stop in for some lunch. They've always got some great food on the menu. And Brittany, what's our next song for the day?
So this is my latest single. It's not even a year old yet. So this is called Johnny. It has. I obviously don't have all the instruments that it has. I'm just playing the one. But there's cello and violin on this track on the recording. So as you kind of listen to it, you might be able to hear what that sounds like. But it's about a guy that's running from his demons, and there's a woman in the story who's just pleading with him to stay. And I know that's like not a great relationship, but this stuff happens in life. It's real. So anyway, it's about that.
All right,
It's called
let's
Johnny.
do it. Here's Brittany Sword on the showcase.
Ride, Johnny, ride into the dark of night. You're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Still, Johnny, still, just like my heart you will. I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Just like a wanted man, you take what you need and run. My Johnny's gone. Love, Johnny, love, like you did when we were young. Don't fade, don't take your love away. Wasn't ready to let you go, but I know the call of the road. She takes you by the hand away. And here I'm left to stay. You're the coldest soul I know. I'll be your warm and faithful glow. So please don't leave me yet. The shadow you won't admit will chase you down until you hit your bottom, Johnny. I know the world is calling your name, but I say it just the same. Oh, Johnny, I want you home. But Johnny's a man of the road. Oh, please, Johnny, don't go.
Brittany Sword on our Iowa Music Showcase. I like it.
Thank you.
Got a little mystery to it.
It is.
Cool
a little
sound to
moody.
it.
A little moody.
It's a good song. Again,
you.
Brittany Sword on our Iowa Music Showcase. We're at Barnwired in Sigourney. And yes, it is time for 5 not so random questions.
The dreaded 5.
Yes, you always enjoyed this so much
Yes,
on
it was
the
my
radio.
favorite.
First question for Brittany Sword. Which celebrity would you choose for your best friend?
My best friend, Billie Eilish. I don't know why. That's the first thing came to my head, but I just feel like she'd be cool to hang out with.
I called her Billie Eyelash the other day.
That's such a boomer thing to say.
She's saying I'm old. Billy. Boomer. Well, that's our interview for today. I guess I still like you. Question 2. What are some annoying habits? It says that your coworkers do, but just how about in general?
In general, that just people do?
Sure.
Talk with their mouth full. Like open, just open. Like, I'm like, keep that shut.
So when we're having lunch later on today, I'm going to
Yeah.
purposely do that for you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. I guess it's payback.
Question 3. What is, let's see here. It's been said that the average woman kisses 79 men before she marries. That is a lot of kissing. Is that true? And or, I won't get that personal and ask you how many people
Yeah.
you've kissed.
No comment. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you saying 79 is too much?
No, I think Honestly, 3. If I'm being honest, I think. I don't know.
70. How about
Do my
you guys
brothers
out there in the
count?
audience? 79? I mean, Neil maybe. That's just in a couple of days usually for him. All right. Question 4. Who is meaner, men or women?
Oh, I can't say. Because women can cut you, but men can, like, destroy your mind. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a different... it's
Men
different.
sound more diabolical.
They're ruthless, I think. I think it's the same. I think it's the same, but they're different ways. Yeah.
They're both mean, but just differently.
Exactly.
And let's see here. This is very random. How often do you wake up at night? Or do you sleep through the night? Or do you?
I
how do you
usually
sleep?
sleep through the night, but night is weird for me because it's usually 2 a.m. by the time I'm going to bed.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So you have no choice but to fall asleep.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where it's at.
All right. Are you this is kind of off topic, but are you the type of person who has maybe like a notepad or a journal beside your bed where if you get, since you're a musician,
Yeah.
do you ever wake up with like songs in your head that you're like, oh, I gotta
All
write this
the
down?
time. It's like, it's annoying. It's cool, but it's annoying because, like, I'm laying there, I'm like, I got to go to bed, and then I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool rhythm. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, there's some lyrics, and I'm like, God, I'm gonna get out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get out of bed, and then I go to the studio.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. All right. Well, those are your 5 questions.
All
I think
right.
you did pretty well.
they weren't as scary this time.
So those are, again, 5 random questions here on the Iowa Music Showcase at Barnwired in Sigourney. How much time? We're about out of time.
All right.
So the half hour always flies by. But again, Brittany Sword going to be at Music Store in Oskaloosa, 8 o'clock tonight.
Yep.
And make sure you check that out. And I haven't pestered you yet. Do you have any new music in the works? Are you in the studio
So-
working on stuff right now?
I am and I'm not. So it's I am working on new music. I'm always working on new music,
Sure.
so that's always a thing. I'm really hoping that by the end of this year, I'll be actually going to the studio to record these songs. So I have a home studio that I kind of work things out, and then I send it to the producer.
Okay.
So I'm kind of at that stage where I'm getting ready to send things to the producer, and we're getting ready to go a little deeper with that.
Very
Would
cool.
love for an album, but that's like 20 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of money.
yeah, recording professionally.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
a
takes
lot.
a lot of
That's
money.
why I only have 7
Yeah.
songs done out of the 300. you know.
Exactly. All right. Well, grab your guitar. Let's do one more tune here.
All right.
Again, get in here to lunch at Barnwired in Sigourney. Beautiful day outside, and a beautiful day to get in here to Barnwired and eat some delicious food. All right. Let's wrap this up. What song you got left
All
for us?
right. This one's called Surrounded. It's one that I would love to get recorded this year, so it's a little more rocky.
All right. Let's rock it. Here's Brittany Sword on the showcase.
Leaving me out was just another game to play. You're messing with my head. Got no plans to cooperate. And what do you want? You're so quick to go to war. My body's pounded. I'm tired of keeping score. Oh, 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 oh. And I don't know what it is. I'm completely surrounded. No weapons to fight it. No, oh, oh. And I feel myself drowning. I decided to sit it out. We'll see how far we fall now. Your light is so white. It's hard to see the shadows in your eyes. no picture perfect here. Why are you so surprised? Surprised. And I don't know what it is. I'm completely surrounded. No weapons to fight it. No, and I feel myself drowning. I decided to sit it out. We'll see how far we fall now. No, 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 no. La da da, la da. And I don't know what it is. I'm completely surrounded. No weapons to fight it. No, and I feel myself drowning. I decided to sit it out. We'll see how far we fall now. La da da, la da. No.
Hey, it's Brittany Sword on the Iowa Music Showcase. Again, get a plug in for your show tonight.
Yeah, Muse Music Store in Oskaloosa, 8 p.m. It's a singer-songwriter storytelling event. Super pumped about it.
Should be a lot of fun. Again, that's at Muse Music Store. And again, where can people find you online?
Anywhere that you guys are online, I'm probably there too. Everything is Brittany Sword Music. So my website is BrittanySword.com, and you can find all my dates there, music, all the things you can find.
All the things. All right. So check her out and support her music. I always say download. You can stream it, but make sure you download it too. Purchase the songs and
Yes.
help the artists out. That's where they make the money. Streaming is like 0.0000000.
Yeah, I'll tell you a quick fact. I had like over 30,000 streams and I've made like $60.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So download, spend a little bit of money and help the independent artists out on their expenses. All right, Brittany, great seeing you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you
Yeah.
too. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again in the near future. That's Brittany Sword on our Iowa Music Showcase. Again, we're live at Barnwired. We'll be back here next Friday. Let's see, I think we have Ted Gaunt. Ted Gaunt will be making his debut here on the showcase. So tune in then. Again, we're at Barnwired in Sigourney. Let's see here. Coming up this weekend, we've got the sports section tomorrow morning, just across the way here on the square in Sigourney at Brothers Market. That's at 8 a.m., so you can tune in for that. And that'll do it for today. All right. Thanks you guys for hanging out. And, yeah, we'll do it again next week here on Steve Shetler Media.